Morning here in Camp Massatators, and unfortunately the mosquitoes haven't quite put in for the morning. Seems like we had a ton of traffic last night. Whenever I was awake for various reasons, there was something coming by. Tows, we even had one of the big cruise ships. Yet another drippy, sweaty morning where the tent became all but untenable by 8 a.m. Per the forecast, it is currently Thursday and we have a heat advisory until Saturday at least. Hey Jen, look at all the dragonflies. Taters is currently happy because we have swarms of dragonflies that showed up this morning.
Matt got dressed, then declared it was hot, got undressed, and got in the river. And I'm not sure how to get him out of the river.
No! I'll just swim alongside the boat. It's so much nicer in here other than all the mercury. Despite my best attempts to delay us, we are still getting out a little early today. And today on Massatators on the Mississippi, heat, tows, and a really, really big river. It is not quite as interesting as the headwaters. Nice thing is we can zen out longer because we're not having to worry about hitting things, or I'm not having to constantly point out all the little turtles to Taters, so can just concentrate on my audiobook.
I miss all the turtles.
I know, but you got to see so many. Fortunately, the latest book in the Red Rising series just came out, so I have something I was really, really looking forward to, and that helps the time pass quicker. This is a lot less conducive to listening to audiobooks than our normal hikes. Jen has her stuff with her, but hasn't even been listening to The Expanse or anything, just because there's a lot of go left, go right, calling things out. Do you see that toe? I'm a little more tolerant of, you know, pausing and all of that. Plus, I will get bored if I just have to sit here for 50 some days. And I like reading, so I'm always excited, and I always have a huge pile of books I want to get through. These little side areas behind the wing dam are interesting because the current is going this way in our section, and then as soon as we get out past the wing dam, it starts going strongly that way. Makes for kind of interesting swimming. These birds are our favorite to watch because they hunt by just diving into the water. And it's really satisfying to watch them splat down, and we're always seeing them catch fish. Unlike the eagles and the hawks, which we never saw catch anything. Oh. Not sure if this area is just always busy or if we're just seeing more traffic because of that closure expiring up north, but we've had people passing us most of the night, it seemed like. So he's got one of the middle barges in the front, and lots more froth. We saw an entire tree get sucked under one of those barges that was parked, and basically the current was enough where it hit and just shot under. Dead fish are becoming more rare, but they're still out there, and they tend to be these massive ones. So this is labeled as Tunica River Park. We were told by Tom the Trail Angel when we were dropped off that we could actually get water here, but we were already loaded up. There's a bunch of casinos in the area. Apparently the casinos used to all be on riverboats out here, but a lot of them got damaged or swept away during the flooding, and now they've let them actually build close to the river instead of having to be on the river. We have been making reasonable progress. We've done about 18 miles since I think we launched at about 8:45, and now it's about 12:30. But it's frustrating. The headwinds we've been fighting keep us working hard, and the waves mean we're slapping them with the oars and everything. So we're just taking a stretch break. We normally try and get on that white dredge sand just because you don't sink into it or anything. Unfortunately, we end up having to get into the mud layer, and you can see how sticky this stuff is. Well, that was fun. We just had to pass between that barge and a wing dam. So we hit a whirlpool right as everybody on the barge was watching us, wondering if we were going to end up killed. Well, that's another new one. It looks like there's 2 toes on the back of that barge. We've been staring at it, not quite understanding what we were seeing. 5 o'clock and we are about 40 miles in today. We're floating outside of Helena, just taking a break. So good news is it seems like we will probably make 50 some miles today. Also, the wind and the waves have died down a bit. Best time of night. And 56 miles later, we are going to set up camp here. We're both a little bit beat.
Wow, that was a lot of super relaxing paddling on a really big river. The miles just fly by.
What about that part where we almost died?
That's right, we did have one of the trickiest little decisions about how to get around the barges this morning. On our approach, we saw there were 2 tows in the main channel. Then there was a work barge which appeared to be building out a wing dam, and then there was the wing dam. And from far back, it looked like we were going to be able to go behind the work barge in front of the wing dam. But perspective does pretty funny things out here because just the scale and the water's so flat. And so as we got closer, we realized that actually we could go between the barge and the wing dam, but the barge wasn't in front of the wing dam. So we had to go through a little narrow channel between them. And it worked, but it was a little exciting with the current pushing us between those 2 objects. Anyway, once we got past there, it was really quiet, almost no traffic, flat water, good current, and not even too hot. The air temperature is hot, but with the breeze going, it was really nice. And so the miles just kind of flew by, and turned out we did 56 miles. So that's a new record. And then we ended up on this little sandbar. Home sweet home for the night.